Why movement regulates the nervous system. This is definitely one of the most amazing topics out there, because when we think about nervous system regulation, we think about meditation, we think about relaxation, we think about the things that we like to do that takes us away from stress. I myself think of fishing, but at first, the thing that doesn't come to our minds is actually one of the most, and should be the most simple answer to this question, that is movement. Your brain reads at all moments everything that is going on with you to decide how your internal rhythm actually should be. So the brain doesn't look only to your thoughts, it looks to your blood pressure, it looks to your breathing pattern, it looks to the speed in which you're speaking, it looks to how you're positioning yourself in a crowd, it looks to whether you're shaking or not. Your brain checks the entire system in order to come to an affirmation. So all of those signs, they actually tell the brain on what sort of alert level you are in, whether it's dangerous or not to be in the place that you are, whether you're at a learning mode or you're at a fighting mode. So all of those things actually contribute to this state that we are at all moments. So when you come to one of our yoga classrooms for practice, for instance, you come to an environment that invites your brain to rest, because this is the first thing that we need to understand when it comes to actually engaging with the body and expecting from the body, from movement, a actual nervous system response. You got to understand, you got to be in a safe environment. You cannot be in a soccer field and think that you have the same level of response you have in a yoga room. You cannot even be surfing. Lots of people have this in their mind, oh, when I'm surfing, I'm actually meditating. And actually the biggest no in there is the fact that your system is active. If your system is active, there's no sort of way for you to impact your entire nervous system. So you gotta first find a very safe environment in order for you to actually have your nervous system resting. And that means the things you see, the things around you, everything needs to contribute to this idea of switching your internal rhythm. So when that happens, when the brain senses that it's safe, it reduces your tension, it reduces your guarding, and it allows you to enter a state in which you will feel a lot freer, because as we said and as we've seen in the previous videos, rigidity creates tension that for the nervous system, it's very necessary when we're dealing with any sort of external stressor. But at all moments, when we are looking to expand our overall mobility and we're looking to create some change in our nervous system, we need to be in a place that feels safe. And then we get to the place in which we start to work with our joint. So this deep long hold input that we allow the nervous system to receive when we work from our joints is another factor that contributes to the overall positive response in diminishing our internal rhythm. And when I say diminishing our internal rhythm, is allowing ourselves to come out of this sympathetic chronic activation of nervous system state that most of us live on our modern lifestyles. And then each movement acts and activates mechanoreceptors, proprioceptors, sensory information for the brain to rewire and for the brain to feed from what the body is bringing in terms of information. And on top of that, you have precise mechanical joint movement then breaking the cycle of rigidity, which is also super beneficial for both brain and body. So when you have all of those things tied together, you have a way for you to go into your nervous system and come out from that sympathetic full activation of nervous system and go into a relaxed mode that is not just based on a fake imagination of you just trying to be relaxed, but it's based on biological information, on a body that is able to rest, fully rest, even in the face of stressors. But you gotta understand, this doesn't happen with all sorts of movements and exercise. We are talking about movements that target joint rigidity, and based on targeting joint rigidity and regaining lost mobility, then we have the nervous system responding in this highly relaxed way. So if you go for the gym, for instance, at the end of your day, you can go and work out at 10 p.m. and have a full, strong workout. The body will feel destroyed, but the mind won't be able to just simply go to sleep, because you don't have that sort of movement calming the brain down. That sort of movement reinforces the same patterns of mechanics that body already had. So in a sense, it contributes to its stress. But if you apply the joint stimuli against the patterns of your body, then the nervous system is able to rest fully on top of that. So movement, it's not only mechanical, it's neurological, because when we start to see how much movement impacts brain and impacts the aging process of the brain and the aging process of the body, then we start to actually paint this bigger picture of how our health is fully dependent on our mobility. I'm Javi Caio, thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you in our next video.